The construction industry is one of the largest industry sectors in Ethiopia, and according to some estimates, it's the second largest employment generator after agriculture. To eradicate poverty, expand Ethiopia's infrastructure, and create jobs, the government has launched not only mega construction projects, but also relatively minor ones, such as the Unity Park, which cost a mere 5 million Ethiopian birr. Compared with the mega projects in Ethiopia, such as the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, which costs a little less than 5 billion USD, it's evident that the government is not afraid to reach deep into its coffers to foster infrastructure development in the country. Ethiopia has recently completed various impressive projects, including urban development, bridges, dams, and industrial projects. The beautifully designed Wello Safer overpass on Bole Road is just a glimpse of the enormous potential Ethiopia has yet to exhibit to the world in terms of large public construction projects. In today's video, we will explore the top 12 ongoing mega construction projects in Ethiopia. 12. Gare, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Under the patronage and in the presence of Dr. Abiy Ahmed, Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Eagle Hills, an Abu Dhabi-based private real estate investment and development company, has ventured into the Ethiopian market with the launch of Gare, the dynamic downtown of Addis Ababa, boasting one of the largest mixed-use developments in Ethiopia and offering more than 4,000 residences. The leading real estate developer organized a launch event in the renowned Addis Ababa Gare train station, after which the project is named, revealing the master plan. Located in the capital of Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, Gare represents an integrated community comprising residential, commercial, hospitality, retail, and leisure facilities in a single, secure, and exclusive setting surrounding a park. The development spans an area of approximately 360,000 square meters in proximity to the Addis Bole International Airport, with a rail line running along its northern edge. Situated in the city center, Gare is anchored by 4- and 5-star hotels, supported by retail outlets, offices, and residential buildings. The government of Ethiopia, in partnership with Eagle Hills, aims to develop a social housing component within the master plan, where residential units will be built to permanently accommodate the existing residents currently living on the project site. Commenting on the expansion, Mohammed Alaba, chairman of Eagle Hills, said, "As one of Africa's hidden gems, Ethiopia is rich in history, culture, and natural beauty. Our vision is to bring attention to such locations across the globe, revealing the charm and potential within them, and inviting future residents and tourists to consider making new homes for themselves there." In addition to creating a brand new skyline and city center, Gare is set to contribute to the local market by creating jobs, further bolstering market sentiment and energizing the economy. The project is expected to cost $1.9 billion. 11. Bole International Airport Expansion Project. Ethiopia is set to construct the largest airport in Africa, Bole International Airport, in Bishoftu, a town located 39 kilometers southeast of the capital Addis Ababa. The $5 billion airport is expected to cover an area of 35 square kilometers and will have the capacity to handle 100 million passengers every year. According to Ethiopian Airlines Chief Executive Officer Tiwol Gebramariam, who revealed the ambitious plan, Bole Airport is not going to be sufficient considering the ever-rising number of passengers, but they have a beautiful expansion project. Bole Airport looks very beautiful and very large, but with the way that we are growing, in about 3 or 4 years, we are going to be full, he added. Reducing congestion at Bole Airport. As it stands, Bole International Airport has a capacity to handle 19 million passengers annually. The new airport is also expected to significantly reduce congestion at Bole. The rapid growth of Ethiopian Airlines, being the largest airline in Africa by fleet size and revenue, has not kept up with the air infrastructure. 10. Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam Project. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is Africa's largest hydroelectric project, currently being constructed on the Blue Nile River with a 5150 megawatts capacity. The project is entirely funded and run by the government of Ethiopia and its nationals, both within and outside the country. The $5 billion project is now more than 90% complete. The fourth filling of the dam's reservoir was scheduled to be completed this year in July and August. The project gives hope to Ethiopians through its energy production and considers it a turning point for the country's economic problems. Notably, the project will address unemployment and the quest for primary electricity demand. The dam will serve 65 million Ethiopians who suffer from a lack of electricity. However, Egypt is against the project, alleging that the dam will endanger its water share, which violates the 1959 treaty. The treaty allocated 66% of the river's flow to Egypt, although Ethiopia was not part of it. Cairo insists Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is unilaterally constructed. That is, it is being constructed without the permission of Egypt. Therefore, the dam is a threat to Egypt's water safety. African Union is ably leading the negotiations, aiming to reach a three-way agreement on the dam's filling and operation. This, however, seems not to be Egypt's priority, as they are opting to frustrate all talks held under the African Union. This explains why Cairo is concentrating much on internationalizing the matter and making it a security threat. Additionally, the Arabs resolved to order Ethiopia to refrain from the unilateral filling and operation of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam. This decision was arrived at after discussing the issue in the Council of Arab Foreign Ministers meeting in March. Salini Costratori is the general contractor of the Ethiopian Renaissance Dam project, which is expected to generate 6,000 megawatts of electricity. Its reservoirs will have the capacity to hold 74 billion cubic meters of water upon completion. In addition, the dam is also designed to handle a flood of 19,370 cubic meters per second. Therefore, the project will help reduce approximately 40 kilometers of flooding in Sudan and reduce alluvium by 100 million cubic meters. It will also facilitate irrigation for about 500,000 hectares of new agricultural lands. 9. Mesab Tower Construction Project. Construction of the Mesab Tower in Ethiopia is set to begin. Ethiopian Minister of Culture and Tourism Hirut Kasso revealed the report and said that a memorandum of understanding was signed between the ministry and the architects who designed the tower to commence construction works. The 70-story development will be located in the country's capital city, Addis Ababa. It will be 250 meters high and will sit on 20,000 square meters of land. The $681 million projects will feature hotels, shopping malls, a cultural center representative of all regions of Ethiopia, a gym, and a golf club, among other things. The development is projected to be completed in 5 years. According to the architect, the design of Mesab Tower is unique and reflects Ethiopia's culture. The public-private partnership development upon completion will contribute to the inflow of tourists and will also enhance the positive image of the country. This will be a tower built well into the sky as a symbol of unity for tourists. The Mesab Tower will provide competent and sufficient human resources to the tourism industry upon its realization. 8. Fairfax Oil Refinery Project. The Fairfax Africa Fund, a US-based investment firm, is collaborating with partners from Asian countries to build an oil refinery in Ethiopia. The Fairfax Oil Refinery project, worth $4 billion, is expected to serve the country and the rest of the East African market. Located in the Ethiopian eastern town of Awash, some 220 kilometers from the capital Addis Ababa, the refinery will have the capacity to process 120,000 barrels per day. That is equal to 6 million metric tons of crude oil. Here in Ethiopia, over the next 10 to 15 years, there is going to be a very massive transformation in the economy from what used to be an agrarian to what is to become an industrial-based economy, said Zemiden Nega II, global chairperson at the Fairfax Africa Fund. That means a very significant increase in transportation, which is what this refinery comes into. By the way, it's not just a refinery. The refinery is just the first component. We are going to have an entire petrochemical over the next 15 years. At the moment, Ethiopia uses 3 million metric tons of fuel every year. The aim is to service all of East Africa. To just give you a very quick reference point, all of East Africa, which is a couple of 100 million people, has just one tiny refinery. And yet East Africa is the fastest growing region in Africa as a whole. And on the latter of that, the fact that there is a lot of urbanization going on, we figured this is a viable project. Now the 4 billion is an estimate. It could be slightly lower, or it could be slightly higher. Negatu said. Reports suggest Ethiopia built its first oil refinery in 1967 in the port of Assab in the current Eritrea. The refinery, built by Russian engineers, had the capacity of producing 500,000 metric tons of fuel per year only. Then it was upgraded to process 800,000 metric tons of fuel per annum. However, the new facility will eventually have the capacity of refining 12 million metric tons of crude oil yearly. That will boost the confidence of Ethiopia's energy security program. 7. Adwa Center. The Addis Ababa City Administration has launched the construction of 6 projects in the capital worth 10.7 billion Gare, close to $369 million, including the Grand Adwa Center with library. Named after the Battle of Adwa, the historic victory of Ethiopian patriots over the Italian invasion at the end of the 19th century, Adwa Center is believed to serve as a landmark that shows the significance of unity of Ethiopians to overcome any sort of hardship, according to the former deputy mayor of Addis Ababa, Tekil Ama. The Grand Adwa Center will be constructed next door to the Addis Ababa municipality building, where the mayor's office is also found. It will be constructed by the Chinese International Economic and Technical Cooperation Group, which signed the deal with the Addis Ababa City Administration. In addition to historical facts related to the Battle of Adwa, the center will also have a big conference hall that can accommodate up to 2,000 people. The center will also have cinema halls, a library as well as areas for sports, and a recreation center for children. The agreement also shows that cafes, restaurants, and parking areas will also be constructed within Adwa Center, fully funded by the Addis Ababa City Administration. The remaining projects include road construction in the city. 6. Addis Adama Expressway. The old Addis Adama Road could carry 20,000 vehicles a day and was one of the busiest roads in the country. The heavily congested road caused frequent accidents. The new Addis Adama Highway is said to resolve these issues and contribute to fuel savings. The Addis Adama Expressway project is a part of the 5-year growth and transformation plan of the Ethiopian government. The 80 kilometers long expressway is located in the regional state of Oromia. The alignment starts from Tulu Dimtu. The main road of the expressway continues 2.8 kilometers along the proposed Addis Ababa Outer Ring Road and then crosses Dukum, Bishoftu, and Mojo on their east side. It then passes the old Addis Adama Road at 62 kilometers and bypasses around Adama on the south side. The expressway ends on the east side of Adama and connects to Adama Awash Road. The new 6-lane, the 12 meters wide road was constructed along a different route, but was placed adjacent to and 3.5 kilometers from the west side of the old Addis Ababa Adama Road. The new road is 20 kilometers shorter than the old Addis Ababa Adama Road, while the route is fenced on either side for protection from pedestrians and animals. 2 design speeds of 100 kilometers per hour and 120 kilometers per hour are used for different sections of the road. The new route has exit points for towns located between Addis Ababa and Adama. New interchange roads were constructed at Dukum, Akaki Bishoftu, and Mojo. The 6-lane road is planned to be upgraded to 8 lanes if required in the future. 5. Ethiopia-Djibouti Railway Line Modernization. The Ethiopia-Djibouti Railway Modernization Project, also known as the Addis Ababa-Djibouti Railway, is the first modern electrified railway line in East Africa. The railway connecting Ethiopia with Djibouti via Dire Dawa is a 780 kilometers meter gauge line opened in 1917. It is the only railway line that connects landlocked Ethiopia with Djibouti port, a major cargo entry point, but deteriorated due to a lack of maintenance and management. A pre-feasibility study conducted in 2007 highlighted the importance of renovating the line from an economic and financial perspective. The modernization involved replacing the meter gauge section with a 1,435 mm gauge line and electrification at 25 kV. Designed to accommodate trains traveling at 120 km per hour, the new line was constructed in compliance with Chinese electrified railway standards. Chinese staff were responsible for managing operations on the line for 5 years, while providing specialist training for local employees. The project was jointly owned by the governments of Ethiopia and Djibouti and constructed by China Railway Group and China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation, CCECC. The line was formally inaugurated for passenger services in October 2016, providing landlocked Ethiopia with faster access to the port of Djibouti. However, official commercial operations for both passenger and freight services commenced in January 2018. The Ethiopia-Djibouti Railway won acclaim for leveraging the transportation needs of the country in August 2019. Construction on the Ethiopia-Djibouti Railway project was initiated in 2011. The first freight services on the line began in November 2015. The first train containing 1,125 tons of international food assistance departed from Djibouti to Ethiopia in December 2015. The trial service on the Ethiopian section commenced in October 2016, followed by the Djibouti side in January 2017. It involved laying double track for the first 115 kilometers from Addis Ababa to Adama, and single track for the remaining 600 kilometers to Djibouti. The construction employed approximately 20,000 local workers in Ethiopia and 5,000 in Djibouti. A total of 21 stations were built as part of the Ethiopia-Djibouti railway line project and are equipped with a prayer room apart from ticketing and refreshment facilities. There are a total of 61 bridges, 37 frame bridges, and 453 culverts along the route. 4. Eluto Langano Geothermal Power Project. The Eluto Langano Geothermal Power Project is being developed within the dormant Eluto volcano, a volcanic complex of the Ethiopian Rift Valley trending north-northwest, southeast, with several craters up to 1 kilometer wide between Lake Langano and Zaire. The site already has a geothermal power plant, the only one of its kind in the East African country, that began operation in 1998 with a net production capacity of 7.3 MW. This project aims to expand the capacity of the existing geothermal power plant. The station has, however, been shut down since 2018 due to steam-induced corrosion, hydrothermal blockages, and steam line leaks. Kenya Electricity Generating Company, KENGEN, is carrying out the project in 2 phases, the first of which involves the purchase of drilling rigs, while the second involves the provision of drilling services. Upon completion, the Eluto Langano Geothermal Power Station will be operated by Eluto Langano Geothermal Wellhead Power System, a company wholly owned by the Ethiopian state-owned company EP. 3. LAPSET Project. Being a part of the Kenyan project, LAPSET is also part of the top ongoing mega projects in Ethiopia. The LAPSET Corridor Program, which connects Kenya, Ethiopia, and South Sudan, is Eastern Africa's largest and most ambitious infrastructure project. This mega project includes a new 32-berth port in Lamu, Kenya, interregional highways from Lamu to Isiolo, Isiolo to Juba, South Sudan, Isiolo to Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, and Lamu to Gare, Kenya. Crude oil pipeline from Lamu to Isiolo, Isiolo to Juba, product oil pipeline from Lamu to Isiolo, Isiolo to Addis Ababa, and interregional standard gauge railway lines from Lamu to Isiolo, Isiolo to Juba, Isiolo to Addis Ababa, and Nairobi to Isiolo. 3 international airports, 1 each at Lamu, Isiolo, and Lake Turkana. 3 resort cities, 1 each at Lamu, Isiolo, and Lake Turkana, and the multipurpose High Grand Falls Dam along the Tana River. 2. Tams Hydropower Project. The Tams Hydropower Project, a monumental initiative in Ethiopia, holds immense value with a projected cost of $4.8 billion USD. As a proposed multipurpose project situated in the Baro River Basin in southwestern Ethiopia, it showcases the country's commitment to sustainable energy development. The planned Tams reservoir would have a live storage of 4.8 billion and 3, a dam height of 248 meters, and a 76 kilometers square reservoir area. In a country where development is hampered by electricity shortages, the hydroelectric plant would meet a large portion of the region's energy demand. The Tams Hydropower Project is one of Ethiopia's greatest infrastructure projects. 1. Addis Africa International Convention and Exhibition Center. The Addis Africa International Convention and Exhibition Center, AAICEC, is one of the top ongoing mega projects in Ethiopia. It is a public-private investment venture which envisages establishing an international convention and exhibition center in Addis Ababa. The project is expected to cost more than $50 billion. For the first time, the founding of AICECSC has brought together the chamber system, government, and business community in a new type of collaboration exhibited in joint project finance and management. After starting the first phase of construction in 2017, the AAICEC is expected to be fully operational 7 years after the completion of all construction phases.